Tell me about the player options that we're finding in the Book of Many Things.
There are so many, and they're all very, very fun. So we have two backgrounds, the ruined and the rewarded backgrounds, which kind of play on the idea of your character was spurned onto adventuring based on a big turn of fate, whether for the positive or for the negative. And then we have a handful of spells and one additional feat. The feat is not tied to any of the backgrounds, but you do still get a feat included in those two backgrounds. You get to choose from a list of feats in the player's handbook.
Tell me about the feat.
Yes, so the feat is the cartomancer feat, which is a feat for characters who wish to channel their magic through a deck of playing cards. It's very much reminiscent of like that suave character archetype that magically infuses playing cards and throws them around to counter their enemies. All you need to do to have that feat, at the very least, is have the spellcasting or the packed magic feature. You can use a playing card deck as your arcane focus. You can do lots of like mundane card tricks using prestidigitation. And my favorite ability is that you can essentially have an ace up your sleeve and charge a card with a spell and pop it up your sleeve and then cast it as a bonus action.
Well, this is all about a very famous magic item
Yes.
in D&D. There are magic items that you worked on as well.
Yes. This book is chock full of magic items that run the gamut from other fantastical card decks to different armors and magic weapons, to my favorite, which are a suite of 22 magic items that are inspired each by one of the cards from the deck. So each of these 22 magic items borrows inspiration from the name, the iconography, or the original effect of the classic card from the deck of many things. One of my favorite examples is the Warrior's Passkey, which draws its inspiration from the key card. The key card obviously is a key, so in classic fashion, the Warrior's Passkey can be used to unlock things. But in homage to the very classic effect of the key card, the Warrior's Passkey can transform into a magic weapon, as the key card very famously gives the drawer a kind of magic weapon.
Tell me about the deck of many more things.
In addition to many of the various other magic items that we've included in this book, we have one very specific and significant magic item in the deck of many more things, which is essentially an expansion for your original 22-card deck of many things. The deck of many more things consists of 44 new cards, all of which have unique effects that are parallel to the original effects of the deck of many things. And by parallel to the effects of the deck of many things, I mean, yes, they stand on equal footing to things such as the Void card, the Skull card, the Balance card.
Yeah.
These are all in tandem, and they all work alongside it, and they're all unique. But one of the fun things when we created the 44 new cards is that we got to fill in some of the niches that the original deck of many things doesn't address, as well as just kind of explore and expand some of the effects to be targeted for more role-play inclined characters, for more combat inclined characters, for more min-max numerically inclined characters. For example, one of my favorite cards is the Dragon card, which when it's pulled, a dragon's egg appears in front of you. The DM chooses the color and type, but the dragon egg immediately hatches, a dragon wormling pops out, and the dragon immediately thinks of you as its parent. So in addition to the challenges of adventuring, you get the challenges of parenthood.
Perfect.
But some of the other ones that have slightly more simpler effects, we have different cards that play with different magic items. The key very notoriously gives you a magic weapon, but if you're a wizard, the magic weapon doesn't do much.
Yeah.
So we expanded them out. The ring card, apt to its name, if you draw the ring card, you get a magic ring. And the fun part is that if you have the attunement slots available, you are already automatically attuned to that ring. We have cards that increase your ability scores, such as the Lance card, in case you are one of those more numerically number crunchy inclined players. We even have cards that kind of manipulate how you interact with the deck, kind of in the vein of like the Jester card. Where like some cards allow you to stop immediately drawing if you draw that card, or other cards allow you to draw two cards and choose which one actually takes effect and put the other back into the deck. We wanted to make sure that when we create all these 66 cards, we create a wide variety that actually allows you to deck build and curate your deck for the kind of players and the kind of campaign that you're playing in. So if you have a very role-play focused group who really enjoys odd situations that they can sort of socially work their way through, you can choose all the cards that have similar social effects, like the dragon card I mentioned. If you are a more combat-inclined DM with more combat-inclined players and campaigns, you can pull a bunch of cards that summon monsters. If you want to mitigate your the effects, you can choose a bunch of more positive cards. And if you want to have more horrific effects, you could choose a bunch of negative cards, such as ones that like open up extra dimensional pits or lock you up or other things like that. We really wanted to create this wide swath and array of cards so that people could really tailor and build this deck so that way it doesn't necessarily break the campaign. It adds fun new twists and changes that allow the players to take bits of the story into their own hands, but in a way that still fosters that collaborative effort of storytelling that is iconic and central to D&D.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit more about the spells in the Book of Many Things.
Yes, so we have 3 new spells in the Book of Many Things. We have Spirit of Death, Spray of Cards, and Antagonize. The Spirit of Death spell is kind of inspired by the Skull card of the Deck of Many Things, in that the Spirit of Death spell allows you to summon kind of an avatar of death. The Antagonize spell is based off the Rogue card, which essentially allows someone to turn someone against another person.
Yeah.
And then you have the Spray of Cards spell, which is kind of what it says on the tin. It's very fun. Those are included in the suite of wonderful players options that are included and scattered throughout the book as well.
And again, like everything that we've been coming out with since 2014, this is all compatible with the 2014 rule books, the 2024 core rule books. This is all one ecosystem. It's all 5e. These books all work with all of it.
Yep, we made sure that all of the things that we presented in this book are going to be compatible with everything moving forward. So whether you're playing in a continuing campaign or you're waiting to start a new campaign, you are free to pick and choose these pieces of this book to drop into whenever and whichever campaign you are running.